Morning everyone, thanks for joining us at St George's Park, ahead of tomorrow's meeting with China at Wembley Stadium. We'll take questions from the floor and we'll begin with you, Anton.
Morning both.
Morning.
Serena, obviously, look, let's just start with the squads. Is everyone fit, available for the game?
Yeah. Of course, still one session to go, but everyone will be on pitch and everyone's fit, so I'm happy.
I can see.
Yeah.
Must be a nice feeling, though, because obviously you are missing some senior players. So is this kind of the game where you're like, actually, let's see what this squad's got?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we say all the time. We have 4 friendlies, 2 done. And tomorrow, of course, China and then Ghana. And it gives opportunity to players to show themselves and where they're at. And what we said before, we want to experiment a little bit, want to see many players and try out things. So that's exactly what we're going to do tomorrow.
The first 2 friendlies were kind of marred by the fact that the opposition lost a player. So do you feel like you're going to get a lot more out of this game on Saturday?
Yeah, I just hope it stays 11v11. Of course, you have to play by the rules. So, of course, and we have to respect the rules as we always do. But I hope a situation like that doesn't occur, or when it does occur, that a player doesn't make the foul to get a red card and that we can continue with for 11, because at that moment you take the most out of the game, and we want to win, of course, but we want to learn from these games too.
You're wearing your 2035 badge, I can see there.
It's good, eh?
It has. Obviously, the World Cup sort of bid has been officially submitted now. England, the UK is only the only bidder, but are you sort of excited about what could potentially come here in 10 years' time?
Yeah, I think, of course, we brought the bid in now, and it's not done yet that is going to the UK, but it's really exciting, because if you see what it's going to look like, it's going to be the biggest event worldwide ever, which is really exciting. And of course, what we also all experience that the women's game is growing, and we want to keep pushing, keep going. So yes, I'm really excited about it.
Are you excited about it as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think if I look back to 2022, and obviously it wasn't the UK, it was England, but like the opportunity we had to play in front of a home crowd was incredible. And I think for the younger generation in the UK to have that opportunity would be really, really special. And I think to inspire even more young girls and boys to watch women's football and get involved, I think it's a great opportunity for that.
And the target's in the biggest stadium in the sort of in the UK as well, so that must be pretty exciting compared to the Euros, which obviously had some smaller venues as well.
Yeah, I think obviously like we want women's football in those stadiums, and I think to have it around the UK makes it even more special. I think having it in Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland is a great opportunity for them and the girls in their countries as well. And yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Can I ask you a question away from England, which is obviously, look, we've heard this week that the changes in the League Cup about obviously teams competing in Europe not being in the League Cup soon. So I'm just wondering, sort of as a player that's sort of spoken about how many games you're playing and the travel and the welfare, is that something you welcome?
Yeah, I think it's difficult. I think obviously you want to have the chance to win the quadruple. I think that's why you have those competitions. But I think in terms of fixtures and the calendar, I think it makes sense. I think it's probably a good decision for the teams in Champions League to maybe have one less competition. I think that's kind of what we've been asking for as players, is that is taken out of our hands a little bit. So yeah, I think if you're looking at the future and in terms of injuries, I think it's a good decision.
Finally, obviously, I presume you're sitting here because you're captain tomorrow.
Oh no.
Yeah. No? If you are, look, I know you've achieved a hell of a lot in your career, but walking out in front of 80,000+ with the armband must feel pretty special, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm captain yet, but
yes, you know.
You can't presume. Yeah, I think it is really special. I think, obviously, like Leah is England captain and she does an incredible job at that. And I think you can see in the competitions we've won that she's been monumental in those moments for us. I do try and lead in a little bit of a different way. I could never step into Leah's shoes in that sense. But, yeah, I think for me it is really, really special, and obviously more so for my family as well. I think to captain your country, there's not many better moments in football than that.
Thank you both.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
We'll go to Jay. Oh, OK. We'll go to Kit. Thank you.
Hi, both. Keira, I'll go with you because I want to ask about leadership and captaincy as well. You said you're your own leader, maybe slightly different to Leah. Can you just expand on that? Like, how would you define your leadership style?
I think I'm probably a little bit quieter than Leah. I think especially off the pitch. I think Sarina's, when I was younger, she had to tell me a few times to try and get involved in conversations a little bit more and, try and share my experiences a little bit more. I think on the pitch, obviously, it's a little bit easier, I think, to talk tactics, and I try and maybe have more one-to-one conversations with the younger girls rather than doing it in a big group. I think I get a little bit more shy when there's a lot of people, so I think it's easier for me to do it in that sense. But, I think I just try and lead in how I play and my consistency in the training drills we do, and, just try and show the younger girls that way.
And I suppose, as some players retire and you've got other players injured, you might get these sort of opportunities to lead more often. Do you feel, I suppose, ready to kind of take more of that figurehead role as a leader as well at this stage in your career?
I'll be honest, I've been getting a lot of stick from the girls this camp. They keep calling me skipper all the time. I think it's kind of a natural progression as you get older. I think captains do tend to be a little bit older. I wouldn't say I'm the oldest on the team yet, but I'm getting there. I think it's just a nice moment, as I said, to be captain. I think it doesn't change who I am as a person or how I play. It doesn't have an effect on that, but I think it's sometimes nice to have a little bit more responsibility. I think, again, it's something that Sarina's always tried to encourage me to do a little bit more often.
And just finally, there's been a lot of scrutiny over the past month since Mary's book's come out. I was just wondering maybe how the squad's perhaps looking to move forward after what I imagine's been a bit of a challenging time.
I'll be honest, this camp we've not really spoke about it. I think, yeah, it's been obviously in the news a lot recently. They're both my teammates, so I think it would be unfair for me to speak on that. But yeah, we're looking forward. I think we've got some tough games coming up. We're looking forward to the World Cup, and we're trying not to dwell on what's been spoken about the last few weeks, really.
Hi, Sarina.
Hi.
On China, I imagine a lot of fans won't know too much about them. Can you maybe just give a bit of insight into what challenge you think they will provide and how that will help you as you prepare for 2027?
Yeah, of course we want to play, now we have friendlies play countries from other continents because they challenge us in different ways. We know China is always a very disciplined team. They have a very good structure, and they can play out. They also can play a bit more direct. What we expect also that they're trying to challenge us in their tactics. So let's see if they're going to do what we expect them to do tomorrow. And we have answers on that. We trained on that. So let's see. And what I hope is that we have the ball a lot more than they will have, and that we can improve our own game too, and also have a game plan that fits the game tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kate. We'll go to Catherine. Thank you.
Hi, Sarina. Because of injuries and retirements, I think this will be the first time you'll pick a defensive lineup without one of Leah Williamson, Alex Greenwood, Jess Carter or Millie Bright. So I wondered for the players that do take that centre-back position tomorrow, what you're hoping to see from them, and also how much of an opportunity it is for them to put their case forward to stay in the team.
Yeah, I think that's what we basically had last camp too, and I think it's also a natural thing. Of course, now it has to do with retirements and injuries, but I think it gives opportunities for players to show themselves and to see where they're at. And we have players in the squad that are already, even with the players in, competing for a starting position, for competing for more minutes. So it's really good to give that opportunity, and I think players get the opportunity also because they deserve it, because they've showed good performances. And for me, it's really exciting to see, okay, how are we going to do that tomorrow again? And of course, Tuesday too, but it's all about tomorrow now. And what they will give the team.
And just to go back to the World Cup bid for 10 years' time, you've obviously been involved in 2 home tournaments as a manager, one here and one in the Netherlands. If you think about 10 years' time, kind of how much women's football might have grown even more, how exciting is that for you to think about where we could be in 10 years' time? Yeah,
that is really exciting. It's really hard to predict, of course. What I've just very much enjoyed over the last, well, I would say 10 years, is the growth. I would never ever have dreamt that we would be here where we would be now. Of course, it's really good, but we still have a long way to go too. And it's hard to say. Things went very, very quickly. I now hope that we keep making the right decisions and keep also like the player centered. But this opportunity in 10 years' time and what it will bring, how it will boost, that is going to be really, really exciting. What that will look like, I don't know. I just hope that it will really be even so much more than we expect it to be.
On a similar theme, Keira, obviously it was announced last week that I think the participation levels at school for equal access a target had been achieved 3 years early. Obviously you were part of the squad in 2022 that wrote that letter. I guess how pleasing is that for you, but also when you think about a tournament in 10 years' time and part of the bid is a focus on raising participation levels. Lauren Hemp said earlier this week that the team's not done yet. I guess, do you kind of share that, and just how pleasing is it that target's reached?
Yeah, I think obviously that was one of the things we set out in 2022, apart from obviously winning the tournament. I think that was a key thing for us as a team. And when I think back to being in primary school, I was maybe one of 2 girls who joined in football. And I think just for those girls to have the opportunity, is incredible. I don't think they need to be, the next lioness, or they don't need to be the next professional footballer. But I just think for us, we wanted them to have the chance to enjoy the sport that we love and have the chance to play. So obviously that's a really special moment for us that it's been achieved early. And yeah, I think obviously in 10 years' time to have the opportunity again for the girls to show the younger girls, hopefully, that they can enjoy the game, then yeah, it's incredible.
Do you think you might still be playing in 10 years' time?
I think it's very unlikely.
Thank you.
Hi both. Keira, considering this is the final international window before next year, how important is it to put on a strong performance before heading into the new year?
Yeah, I think it is important to put on a strong performance, but I think for us as a group, it's probably more important to try things and see how things are going to work. And obviously playing non-European opposition is really important. I think obviously we always want to win the game and want to have a good game, but I think, as has been mentioned, there's squad rotation, there's different players coming in. So, yeah, we don't want to put too much pressure on them. We just want them to go out, show what they're good at and enjoy themselves. And, yeah, hopefully we can build some good connections this week.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. We'll take final questions.
Hi, Sarina. It's been announced that Fran Kirby will be honoured in the match tomorrow. I know it's hard, but could you summarise her amazing England career?
Oh, do you have 10 minutes? No, I think, of course, I've been a part of her journey for the last 4 years. And I'm very grateful that I have been part of that. But before that, she was already, of course, she was at the height of her levels. I've worked with teams that played against her. And yes, I think she's an incredible player. She is so intelligent, and could execute too. She makes the team just really better. But I also think she's a great person. I really love to work with her. She wants to do it together. She's a good teammate and has been a good teammate. And there's so much more to come. She's not finished yet with football, so we can still enjoy watching her. But it's really good. I'm really looking forward to seeing her tomorrow and celebrating her career, her international career. But also, it's also nice to see her play for Brighton still. And I hope she stays in football for a long time.
So if you win tomorrow, it's reportedly your 50th win. What do you attest to that such successful 50 run?
Oh, I'm not aware of that. I'm totally not occupied with that. I just want to play a good game with the team and see a lot of things and improve our game.
Keira, Karen Carney opened up about the online abuse she received that crushed her confidence. Have you experienced something like that? What do you believe governing bodies or media outlets should do to tackle online abuse?
Yeah, I think you'd probably be struggling to find a member of the squad who hasn't. I think probably in the WSL you'd be struggling to find a player who hasn't had abuse. I think, to be honest, we sit here a lot and say more needs to be done, but it's still happening and it still happens more often than not, and I think it's probably only going to get worse the more social media keeps growing. So, yeah, I think for us as players, we obviously just want to see more action. I think we're getting a bit tired of saying, you know, we want to be protected, we want this, and, yeah, nothing really changes. And I think for me it's worrying for the younger girls coming through that it is so prominent and prolific now. And, yeah, I just hope that they can actually just have parts of their career where they don't have to focus on that and can just enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll end it there. Thanks so much. See many of you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, but 2 minutes if it's